denim. Why wool in Bangladesh? Good afternoon. My name's Stephen Hill. I'm the General Manager International for AWI and the Woolmark Company. By way of background, I've been in the wool industry for 35 years. As a family, as a wool grower, as a wool exporter and trader, and a first stage processor. I've been with the Woolmark Company for the last 2 years. AWI, as the owner of the Woolmark Company, which is the global authority on wool. AWI, the Woolmark Company, is a non-for-profit organisation funded by the wool growers of Australia. Our company works in research development, both on farm and throughout the textile supply chain and marketing globally. You may have seen our iconic Woolmark logo, the world's most recognised textile logo, on my shirt or the left-hand side top corner there. The Woolmark Company has offices in 14 countries in both the Eastern and Western Hemisphere, and our head office is in Sydney, Australia. During this presentation today, we aim to provide you with some insights into the Australian wool industry and also show you that wool is an incredibly diverse fibre that is used in many different markets and categories such as luxury garments, casual wear, sports and performance, footwear, automotive and interiors, and more recently, the denim industry. Later in this presentation, you'll learn a lot more about that. I'm now going to share a short video that beautifully captures the heart and spirit of the Australian wool industry, its people, its landscape, and its passion. I hope it inspires you to discover more about our incredible industry.
Millpost is a 1,100 hectare property close to Bungendore on the southern tablelands of New South Wales. Fairly cold, fairly challenging conditions, but what we have worked out, and I guess my parents and grandparents before me, is that it's good wool growing country. Permaculture is very much about design. It's all about the farm layout, the water harvesting, the trees. Permaculture is very much about self-reliance. By growing a lot of our own food, we're able to take some pressure off the land. We've been able to send some of our wool away for processing. It's coming back to us as beautiful, superfine, soft balls of wool. Seeing your own wool coming back and touching it and having it made into garments and selling it to local people, that's deeply rewarding.
What we're going to cover today, an introduction, wool denim, benefits of wool denim, base yarn and wool requirements, construction of wool denim fabric, dyeing methods, finishing processing for wool denim, applications, and the wool lab. Woolmark is the global authority on wool. Through our extensive network of relationships spanning the international textile and apparel industries, we highlight Australian wool's position as the world's premium sustainable fibre. This snake diagram shows where we operate and invest along the entire supply and value chain. On-farm includes improving animal and land health and profitability for the growers. Off-farm is a big part of what we do. It runs from investing in education, innovation and marketing of wool along each stage of the value chain up until the consumers. Please enjoy the next video, which gives you an overview of who we are and what we do. Why Australian wool? Just a few facts and figures. We grow or produce 318 million kilos of wool annually, 71.6 million sheep shorn in Australia. Nearly 80% of the flock is merino, 81% is superfine merino. It employs over 200,000 people, and more or less all our wool is exported. Produced by 60,000 wool growers and worth roughly $3 billion annually. Merino wool is in demand. The demand for wool has been rising, and this is due to consumers becoming more conscious of its eco-credentials, continuous innovation, and rising awareness of its properties and performance. It's just a great product. We are slowly dispelling the old assumptions that wool is itchy and only for winter. Wool is second to none for next to skin, and there are product categories that can be worn in the warmer seasons. Demand is booming in categories like base layer, sports, defence and workwear, and even denim is starting to turn. In regards to market price, the figure on the slide is out of date. We've generally risen 30% over the last 3 months and slid back slightly to 10% in the last few weeks, but we expect to consolidate and move strongly into Christmas and the New Year. The Woolmark services and support. We can help you with sourcing. We provide sourcing support for all tiers of the supply chain with direct access to the global and manufacturing industry. We have a highly skilled technical team experts that can offer knowledge in areas of the supply chain and are available to assist you as partners with technical transfer, industry research, supply chain optimization, training and education. We also, the Woolmark label, provides certification and licensing opportunities. Just to introduce our global technical team. Our work is truly global, and we have a technical team with members in all key markets, from Australia to China, India, South Korea, Vietnam, through Europe and USA. We collaborate with industry leaders to develop innovative processes and products that position wool at the forefront of modern textile development. Our global technical team have expertise along the whole supply chain, from early stage processing, yarn development, knitting, weaving, dyeing and finishing. I'd now like to introduce you to Jyoti, our technical team member who is based in India. Jyoti has a wealth of experience, knowledge about wool fibre and the incredible experience with many processes that wool fibre takes through the supply chain to the end and commercialisation. Jyoti will talk to you about the benefits and attributes of wool, take you through some of the diverse wool denim innovations that have been produced by a variety of manufacturers. Thanks, Jyoti.
Thanks, Stephen. Well, my name is Jyoti Ranjan Parida, and I'm the technical manager for this region. I work very closely with the brands and supply chain partners like you to innovate new products, especially wool products. So today I'll share some insight about wool denim, why wool denim for Bangladesh, and what are the benefits it will give, and how you can integrate wool into denim products, and what are the applications. Before we start, so let's have a closer look at this fiber, merino wool. Wool is basically, it's a fiber, natural fiber, which is produced by the sheep, it's effectively the hair that comes out of sheep's back. So that's why we call it animal fiber. Some people refer it as a protein fiber because wool chemically composed a protein called keratin, which is very similar to the human hair. That doesn't mean that we can able to put human hair into textile application, because wool has got certain properties which only qualify to be applied into textile products. It has got really good natural benefits which is incomparable. No other natural fiber or synthetic fiber could be able to match it. And it is a renewable resource, because what sheep consume, they consume clean air, clean water, they need a pasture land, and they produce wool. And every year there is a wool growth going on sheep back, and it can be removed without harming the sheep. So there are thousands breeds of sheep around the world, and they produce the wool in different qualities. And the main characteristics which basically define the quality of wool is the fineness of the fiber. So that's basically the diameter of the wool fiber. And this parameter is so important, there is a unit of measurement for it, that's called the micron. Most of the wool is separated into different grades as per the micron. There are basically two grading, suitable for apparel and suitable for non-apparel products. So the micron is so important, that's basically decide whether it can be useful for apparel or non-apparel products. Again, in merino, it has got a wide range of micron, starts from 12 until 24 micron, and you can see there is the classification into microns starts from broad to medium, then fine, superfine, extra fine. Why it is so important? Because if you are planning, just for an example, if you are planning a next to skin garment, so you need to choose a superfine or extra fine merino so that it won't itchy or scratchy, so it will be soft on your skin. For an example, if you are planning a out of your garment, you can think of using the fine or the broad merino. Okay, this is the very first process in the wool manufacturing where sheep is sheared. Basically, we take the wool from sheep's back. So this is a very skillful process which happened at a farm level by a trained professional who maneuver that clipper in such a way that there is a whole fleece comes out of sheep's back without harming the sheep. And once the sheep is sheared, it's basically a haircut is given to the sheep, and then it grows back again. So that means we take out the wool, and the sheep, which is we don't harm the sheep. Okay, so some people believe that in order to remove the wool we have to kill the sheep. It's not like that. Those basically the sheep gets a haircut in the process of wool harvesting. Once this wool is harvested in Australia, that's been packed into bales and shipped to other continents like Asia or in Italy, Europe, where the majorly the wool processing happens. And once the early stage processor, they finish the wool and make the yarn, which goes into lot of product manufacturing, be it knitting, be it weaving, and nowadays we are seeing that a lot of wool going into denim manufacturing. So we are going to talk about wool denim. Well, we all know that denim is heavily dominated by cotton. It's continued to be one of the most popular fabric in the world. So why wool into denim? By adding a little bit of wool into the denim products, it makes the product more luxurious. It makes the product more softer, because usually those cotton denims, it's really hard on your body. So it makes the product more softer. It's on soft on skin. It adds extra layer of warmth, which is thermoregulating in nature. Also, wool has got a natural wrinkle resistance property, so it retains the shape. So there are almost 7 different natural benefits we get if we add wool into the denim. Those are listed here. The first one is thermoregulating. So basically it adds an extra layer of warmth to the fabrication. And in the extreme winter, in fact, it keeps you warm. There are a lot of scientific studies has been conducted to validate a wool content denim versus cotton denim, and it has been found that the microclimate remains almost 5 degrees more warmer if it is having wool into it. So that is one of the major reasons why the colder continents like in North America, they use wool into the denim products. At the same time, wool is a highly breathable fiber. The moisture management properties is excellent. So as the moisture management is excellent, so it makes the fabrication more breathable and it gives you that comfort. And because of the breathability, the odor resistant property is really good and doesn't smell. You can wear the wool denim for a longer period of time without washing it. It doesn't smell. Wool has got excellent elasticity. It adds the elasticity to the fabrication. It allows the easy movement of the your body parts. At the same time, the recovery is really good and it retains the shape. Wool has got excellent stain resistant property, and most of the waterborne stains are repelled. It can easily shed off a lot of stains. And more importantly, there is a special treatment which can be given into wool, which like the super wash, that makes the wool machine washable at consumer level, and that means you can wash the denim garment as like you are doing the cotton denim. So these are the benefits what we get out of wool denim. Let's understand how you can able to integrate wool into the denim fabrication. So there are many different ways you can integrate the wool into denim product. Majorly there are 3. The most common one the denim manufacturer follow is the traditional approach, like in denim fabrication you have, especially the woven one, there are 2 set of threads. One is the indigo dyed cotton woof blended with the weft is undyed white. So white, it could be a cotton or maybe some other. So what you can do, you can replace one set of threads which is the weft thread with 100% wool worsted yarn or maybe a blended yarn. So what you are doing in a traditional denim construction, 3-up 1-down twill, so it brings all the weft yarn into the inner side of the fabric. So that means the wearer can enjoy all the good benefit of wool by making 30 to 35% wool in the overall fabric. So that's the most common approach the denim manufacturer they follow, and that can be, the denim fabric can be finished in a normal conventional denim route. There are also other way to manufacture wool denim, wool content denim. That's the intimate blending method. Like you can use short wool in cotton spinning, like the length of 25 to 35 mm short wool lengths are available in the market. You can spin in cotton spinning and make an intimate blended yarn and do the indigo dyeing. You can put both in warp as well as wet. So that's the second approach. And the third one, which is little tricky and mostly sought by very luxury brands, is the 100% wool denim, where both wool in the warp and in the weft can be 100% wool. Okay, in terms of weights, there is no limitation. You can go as fine as 3 to 4 ounce to 23-24 ounce. So there is no limitation at all. So you need to just take care of the counts. So you know, you can able to produce those weights what are the required by the denim industries, denim brands. The only thing you have to take care is the micron, because if you are planning a certain weight fabric, probably you have to choose somewhere around 17.5 micron or less. And if you are planning a bottom wear denim pant, you can stretch the micron to 21 or maybe 22 microns. And of course the wool need to be superwash. In terms of weaves, all the traditional weaves are possible, as well as there is unconventional weaves are like herringbone, jacquard, dobby. So there is a possibility, and a lot of brands are starting looking at it. They're like the fingerprint jacquards. Well, so indigo dyeing of wool is a little tricky. In earlier days, you know, ring dyeing, the rope dyeing or slasher dyeing of 100% wool yarn was very difficult because high alkaline condition of the dyeing conditions. But nowadays, with careful attention in terms of pH or temperature, one can easily, you know, there are a lot of manufacturers that have developed the capability or technology to ring dye the wool yarns, and they could be able to produce warp wool indigo dyed products. But at the same time, there are new technologies which are like the surface dyeing technology, which can be applied on 100% wool fabric, as well as the quantum color technology from Colorize, which is a pigment that can be explored. And more new processes are coming in this regard to dye the wool fabrics. Usually not many washing techniques are explored in wool contained denim, because little bit wool is sensitive to alkaline conditions. So most common washes that's followed is the range wash, sometimes the Wojan treatments they do, and the laser etching, just to avoid the damage of the wool fiber. Moreover, any fancy wash treatments will lead to damage of you know, the natural properties of wool. It is always to preserve those natural properties of wool without trying any fancy washes. Again, wool can be finished in wool denims can be finished in both worsted finishing route as well as traditional indigo finishing routes, indigo dyed finishing routes. One is the 100% wool or wool rich denims usually finished in worsted route. However, the low wool content products can be finished in your normal conventional denim finishing routes. In terms of application, it's very versatile. From high fashion to casual wear, a lot of wool denims are being used in work wear because it manages the odor, and you know, it has breathability, it gives you extra comfort, and wool is also being explored in shoes. So the Woolmark company has curated a wool denim lab. It's called as sourcing guide for all the swatches has been featured from different manufacturer across the globe. And if you drop in the booth number 29, you can have a look at the different possibilities in wool, different blends, different weights, and different techniques what has been applied to manufacture of those wool denim fabrics. Also, we have an extensive sourcing guide which have list of lot of suppliers from Bangladesh as well, who are manufacturing not just denim as well as other fine knits or flatbed knitted products. Also, we have another digital asset called Woolmark Learning Center. This is mainly for the industry professionals at different level. It has a lot of interactive learning courses there, where one can learn at the beginner level to highly technical courses are there, where you can enrich your knowledge about wool.